Da-da-da-da-da-da. What's up, man? You already know how we do the thing. And I gotta let you know that I'm your host, Michael Israel. Thank you for tuning in. Today's show is going to be called Don't Feel Bad About It. December 7th, 2018. I hope your day is going good. You're having a blessed day. All is well. Shabbat Shalom. So, you already know how we do the thing. Again, welcome to Real TV. I'm your host, Michael Israel. I appreciate you for tuning in. To all the 1/3, what's up? How you doing? Shabbat Shalom. And to all the newcomers, again, thank you for tuning in to Real TV. Well, we got to keep it real. I'm going to try to make this show short as possible. I want to give you a heads up. I do have neighbors that are doing construction. They're doing renovation. I stay in a very tight-knit high-rise area. So you may hear some bamming and drilling and things like that, just in advance. Okay? But you got to get this truth, though. You already know. I'll be back in just a moment. One. Yeah. You know, maybe one day you'll awake. I hope you awake. Because you got to get this truth. Maybe you're already awoken. But you got to stay up. Don't run away from the truth. Don't run away from this truth. The truth. Yeah. Don't run away from the truth. It's a good day. Don't feel bad about it. That's the name of the show. Yeah. Yeah. Hang in there. Run the race all the way to the end. You gotta run this race all the way to the end. Spending money not the only thing we need to do. Giving money to the poor is what we need to do. Yes. The lies in this world, but we need the truth. You run away, we need the truth. I know you wanna run away, but we need the truth. It's like we living in the cage, living in the zoo. Why you wanna run away when we need the truth? Why you wanna run away when we need the truth, babe? You gotta get this truth. So today's show, again, is called Don't Feel Bad About It. And I want to give you an upbeat vibe to whoever you are, wherever you are, to let you know to don't feel bad about it. Depending on the situation now. So we're going to dive into it. And the reason why I want to do this show real quick, I'll try to make it short and get straight to the point. But the main reason why I want to do the show, because I just had a situation. And I want to talk about it while it's still fresh, while it's on my mind. I got another video for y'all, by the way, about the, what was that? For Your Eyes Only Part 3. So I got a For Your Eyes Only Part 3 coming up. And, of course, some more very important videos that we need to discuss and that you need to know. And if you already know, it's always good to have a refresh. We also got a video. I'm going to do a podcast about sex where we're going to have a long, detailed talk about some very important things about the spirituality of sex, the pros, the cons, and why fornication is like bad. Like we get description, we know that it's bad, and we kind of get the common sense, but it's a science to it, and we're gonna break that down. I'm gonna talk about it and everything, and it's probably gonna be a detailed show. And when I do that show, moving forward, I want y'all to post comments, send me an email if you got anything that y'all want to talk about, or we can have an open discussion. Maybe we can get the 20 questions part 3 going again. Also, as I want to reiterate before we get into the show today, that again, I will be morphing from YouTube very soon, very, very soon. So we should enjoy this time. Feel free to download the podcast available from Spreaker.com. Real TV is also located there. So free downloads are available. I am not set up for monetization. So I'm not doing it for any gain. But moving forward, all videos will be removed from YouTube very soon. So I just want to let y'all know that. And there will be other ways to contact me and to stay in touch. But I'll give you a good notice in advance. I just want to keep putting a bug in your ear. But I'm saying maybe within the next 2 or 3 months or so, I'll probably put a plug on the tube or whatever. And yeah, so that's that. It's cold out here though, right? I know where y'all are, wherever you are, especially if you're living on the East Coast of the USA and wherever you are in the world, whether it's summer in your area or winter. I know when that snow comes down, man, that black ice is nothing to play with. I don't have a car, but I've driven vehicles in the winter, and I've seen F-150s and all type of trailer trucks flipped over for not having the proper wheels. So even though I walk mostly where I go, if you don't have on the right shoes, it's a wrap. You mess around and catch that black ice, woo, that's a wrap, bud. That's a wrap. So I just want to keep you posted with the weather. Right now we're looking at the low 30s. It's been all the way to the teens where it snowed in Georgia. So much snow that they took sand from the beaches to put on the streets. There's no salt. We don't have the equipment, no snow plows, nothing. I mean, ice all on major highways and streets and things like that. I mean, in other parts of Georgia, like Stone Mountain area, Marietta, Atlanta, Decatur, things like that, they have the material. But where I live, down south it's not set up like that. You know what I mean? Fort Lauderdale, I'm sure, doesn't have snow plows, and the same with Orlando and Miami, Tampa Bay, Tampa, Palm Beach. You know what I mean? The villages, I'm sure they don't have that equipment either. But yeah, so tomorrow and for the rest of the week, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice here in Georgia. Monday, we're looking at 60 degrees, cloudy, with the low of 47. Tuesday, we're looking at 64 degrees, mostly cloudy, and highs in the 50s. Wednesday and Thursday is going to be all right. But come Thursday and Friday, that's when it's going to get nice and toasty for our winters here, our mild winters, at 70 degrees on both days, with lows at the 48 and 57. So ranging between high 40s and high 50s at night. Thursday and Friday, however, you may want to take a coat with you. We got light rain or showers. So again, that black ice could be out there, but at 70 degrees, it's probably going to melt the ice because we still got some out there. For those in New York and in Maine and Vermont, in the northern parts of the USA, and of course in other parts, but I want to deal with y'all specifically because I know that there has been hurricane-like winds in your area. They call it the cyclone storm, whatever. That's pretty serious. If it's not geostorm created, it's probably for the Most High trying to protect us from whatever chemtrails or drones they trying to put in your area, whatever Wi-Fi signals or something. There's no telling. But just make sure that y'all, keep the food going, in your house. Protect your babies, your little ones, stay prayed up, you know what I mean? And do what you got to do to stay healthy and alive legally, you know what I mean? I ain't saying go, you know what I mean. All right, so let's get to the show. I want to make this quick. You know how I do. So today's show is called Don't Worry About It. Or don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. And I want to talk about it specifically because of a situation I went through today. All right. So, how can I start? Okay, I'll give you a little quick snippet of my day. Sometimes we get in a situation where we're tempted by Satan in all types of ways, whether it's baby lies, whether it's stealing, whether it's having some type of sex, whether it's money issues, um, anything. There's so many different things. For this particular scenario, um, you know what I mean? Your conscious just tries to will you in different ways to the point where you have to sometimes realize different perspectives and switch. Go from your perspective to a different perspective to get a better idea of the scenario that you're in. What I mean by that is that sometimes Satan can be so deceptive that we have to change perspectives from ours, like, oh, he's trying to get me, to, oh, if Satan was trying to get me, how would he do it? So you can ask yourself, if you were trying to get even with yourself, or if you will, if you were to look in the mirror, you'll say, so how can I deceive it? If I were to deceive myself, how would I do it? And if you can answer that question, then that's how Satan is trying to deceive you. If you can answer, or you could think of different ways, if you were to deceive yourself, or if you were to tip yourself in any way, what beguiling ways would you try to do it? Because sometimes the battle is not just Satan. Sometimes Satan is just on the sidelines, just looking, because you're wrapped up in your own obstacle. Sometimes we put our own selves in situations that we put ourselves in, and we blame it on, we're pointing fingers at Satan. But he's looking at like, man, I don't even have to do any work. They're doing it themselves now. What I mean by that is that I had a situation today at the job where a guest wanted to pay cash for their order. So for this order, they paid like $12 in cash. And the meal was like $10, right? It was like a $10 meal. They paid $12 cash. After tax, that would leave me, let's say within means, just to make the numbers clean. They give me $12. The meal was $10. That leave me with the $2 tip. So here comes Satan, or you can say, here come your own self trying to deceive yourself. Hey, you know what? Why deposit the cash? Why don't you just cancel the transaction and then keep the $12 for yourself? Why just take $2? That's not enough money. Just take the whole 12, right? So you have these different thoughts, and whatever scenario it is, but just for this particular example that I want to give you, is that you can deceive your own self. So what happened was, I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take this money. I'm going to deposit the money, and I'll just keep, the $2 tip. So I had an order. I work in a very luxury hotel. Very, 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 very fine hotel. Where the rooms range from anywhere to $239 a night all the way up to $459 a night. On a low season, it could range at about $179 on a weekday. A weekend, maybe, $199, $179, something like that also. But it's very nice. Very, very nice. So, anyways, just to give you an idea, I took a room service order up to the room. And I take the order up, and the guest, now the previous day, I gave the guest, they wanted some tea. They just wanted like 1 cup of tea. And to make tea, it's nothing. All you just put the hot water in the pot. You put the tea on the tray. If they want sugar, you put sugar. You put a clean cup with a plate, saucer. You make it look nice on the tray. You take it up. That's not even 5 minutes to take it up, right? So someone else took the order, and then I found out about it last minute. They was like, oh, yeah, I have this order. You got to take this up. I'm like, okay. So they're like, it's been about 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, dang, man. For a tea, 20, 30 minutes for just like 1 cup of tea? I'm like, dang. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make them 2 cups of tea. I'm going to put 2 cups with it, even though they asked for 1, and I'll give them 2 bags of the tea. Now, this bag of tea, this is like tea for a tea. You can look this up. At this elegant hotel, we sell the teas $4 a pack. Just four. Now you could buy a box of tea for like $4, right? You could buy like two boxes of tea. That's like 12, 24 pack, right? But one packet of tea is $4. Anyways, so I put 2 cups on the tray, 2 teas. They asked for sugar, so I load them up. Even though they didn't ask for it, I gave it to them anyway. I added honey, I added lemon, I took it up. Knock on. Hi, excuse me, ma'am. Here's your order. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. I just want to let you know that this order is on the house today. For our inconvenience, we're short staffed today, and this meal is on the house. My apologies. Enjoy and get ready to leave. Right? So the lady, door shut, blase blase. All right. So today, they order. Follow me. Follow me on this. I got a point that I'm gonna get to. Right. So I take the order up today because they asked for a tea. I speak to them personally today, so I tell them, okay, absolutely, I'll take it up. I'll have it up in 5 minutes. This time they asked for 2 cups of tea. Right. So I take it up. They want 2 cups of tea, Earl Grey. So I bring them 2 Earl Greys, 2 cups, and they want 6 sugars. So I bring them exactly what they want. 2 spoons. I set up the tray nice with the napkins, the 2 cups, the tea, the hot water, and I give them exactly 6 sugars. Sometimes when people ask for like 5 sugars or 7 sugars, I just bring them a whole nice thing of sugar. Make sure it's all facing the same way, stuff like that, right? So I take it up, and this time, after I get ready to leave, the husband's at the door, right? And he has like a couple of dollars. He has like $3 in his hand. And I give him the tray, and he said, "Here, I got some money for you." Then the wife is in the room, and he said, let me give him some more money. He's like, "I got some money right here, hon." And then I got a couple of dollars. Oh, we need to give him some more money. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, yes, that's all right. A blessing is a blessing, even if it's a quarter. You know what I mean? Shoot, you could dry laundry with a quarter. You feel me? Money is money, right? So, all right. So here's the thing, right? So he give me the $3 after I give him the tray, and then the wife comes over and she gives me a 5. So I go back downstairs, do my thing. I got other orders. They call back down. They talk to somebody, right? And they say to this other person, I'm listening. They're like, okay, I'll tell them. So guy gets off the phone. Hey, man, you forgot they wanted honey and cream. So I'm like, dang, they already had a bad experience yesterday, so what can I do? So this time, I take up the cream, I take up the honey, and I to do a nice touch, but to not overdo it, right? I just steam up some cream. So the cream has a nice froth to it. So even though I forgot there are 2 original items, I added an extra to my apologies, right? I take it up to him. I give him the knock on the door, blase blase. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. I just want to let you know that I do have your honey here. This is grade A local honey, and we also have cream. In addition to that, for the inconvenience, I wanted to bring up some steamed frothed cream for you. Again, my apologies. Enjoy. I get ready to leave. Oh, here you go. They give me $2 extra. So I'm like, yes. I get on the hallway, get on my knee, jump in the air. Just thank you, Yahweh. Thank you. You got to give them praise. The best time to pray is praying in secret. That's the best time to pray. That's where your blessings come. You pray in secret. Doesn't the scripture say pray in secret, pray in the closet, and he shall bless you openly? All right. So anyways, you remember originally how Satan or your own self can try to deceive you and say, take this money. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. Because when I didn't do it, the Most High gave me exactly what I wanted and then some. Right? Because I got the $2 from the tip that order was originally from the first order. That was for $10. That left me with the $2 tip, right? And then the couple gave me $3 the first time, $5 the second time. That's $8. I go back up and they give me 3 more. So in fact, that's $11 right there. When originally Satan is like, just take the whole 12. Well, he's like, take the whole 12, but I got 2. So you got 2 plus 11, that's $13, right? That's $1 extra than what Satan tried to give you. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. You see how I work? And it all happens so fast, so quick. All this happened in essence less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes in time. Satan tried to give you gift, but the Most High already got something set up. Like, it was already set up ahead of time for that lady to pay, because why? She got the order the previous day for free. So when you doing the work for the Most High, don't feel bad about it. When you want to do good, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about doing good. Don't feel bad about not stealing. You feel me? Whatever situation that you in, don't feel bad about doing good. If you're on a path to doing good, keep doing good. Don't feel bad about it. That's the name of the show tonight. That's the name of the show today. It's not, even though it's not night, it's 2:40, going on 2:40 right now, EST. But either way, we can say night. Don't feel bad tonight about whatever you're going through. See, it's been well said that there are only basically three classes of people in the world today. Right? You have those who are afraid. You have those who do not know enough to be afraid. And then you have those who know this Bible, those who know this holy word. So you got people who are afraid. You have people who don't know enough to be afraid. And then you have people who know the holy word of the Most High. When you know the holy word of the Most High, don't feel bad about it. Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid? He told you that he's going to take care of you. So why are you trying to get A, B, C, and D when he's going to take care of you? Just wait. We got to wait on what? Wait on the Lord. And everything will be all right. So the main thing that I wanted to talk about, that's like a prelude to the story that I want to say, right? So I want to kind of throw you into the loop of something else that had happened today that actually made me feel bad. And I really had to think about it and ask myself, were you wrong for doing what you did, or were you right? So before I tell you this story, on my way to work, I run to work 5 days a week. I run 5 days a week. I love running, and normally when it's warm, I can run anywhere from, on average, 7 to 11 miles a day. 7 to about 12 miles a day. On a good day, I could do 17, maybe up to 20 miles in a given day, putting on an average of 50 to about 70 miles a week, just running on a good day. So, and of course I do a lot of exercise and stuff like that. But anyways, since it's winter, I hate running. I hate the cold. But it's an oxymoron, right? It's like catch-22, because I say I hate the cold, but I turn the AC on practically year round. It's like I like it cold. I like the room cold, but I like a bundle of covers. I like to snuggle up under a grandma mattress, thick size bed of covers, 10 quilts, 4 comforters, 12 sheets. You know what I mean? It's not that many, literally, of course. But I like just a good comforter, a nice soft cover, and the room to be cold. But when I wake up, though, I like the room to be warm. And, when you handle your business out the shower, you like the water to be hot and the room to be warm. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I run to work in the mornings, 5 days a week to my job. So I run a mile a day I run a mile a day, period. So on my way to work for the past 2 weeks, I've been seeing this guy I've never seen before. I'm born and raised in my city, and I know the people here. It's not that big, but it's big enough to get lost. At the same time, I'm not going to say that I'm popular, but I can say that I'm born and raised here, and I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me. Okay, so this guy's an unfamiliar face, and he's a young guy. He looks like, maybe 29, 30. He could be maybe 25, maybe. I don't know. But he's a black guy. He has dark skin. He has a beard. And he has a full afro. And it looks like his afro hasn't been combed. He hasn't combed in a long time. And he looks poor, and I know he's poor. So sometimes my days start as early as like 5, 6 a.m. So on my way to work, I go into this common area before you get into the hotel, and he's laying on the floor. He's laying on the floor, no covers, no food, no backpack. Like early, man. And it's cold. Like it's like for this past couple of days, it's like snow outside. And like, man, I've been feeling bad for him because like, even though I run to work, I literally have to run to work because I run to work because if you can catch it, I run to work to be on time. So I leave kind of late on purpose just so I can run to work to be on time. So I can stay in shape. I know that sounds crazy. But anyways, he was sleeping outside, and man, I felt so bad, man. And I was like, man, I want to go talk to him. Because when I see poor people, I like to talk to them. I don't like to just give them money and stuff. I want to see what's going on, talk to him, hold a conversation with him, or whatever, right? So a lot of times that I seen him, I didn't have it. You know what I mean? I just didn't have the money to give. And, I'm no rich guy, I'm not in debt. I don't have any debt. But at the same time, my money is my money. And I was in debt for so long that when I got out, everything that I spent, no, everything that I got, I spent. After paying bills and stuff, after taking care of rent, it's like what's mine is mine. You know what I mean? So groceries is a one thing. And then, your personal needs and things that you want. So it's like, I'm not rich by any means. But I do get enough here and there to, do things, travel in there. But I'm not rich at all, right? So anyways, I wanted to give him the money, but I just didn't have it. And I wanted to talk to him, but I just never had the time because I was rushing to work. And I've seen him walking in the street a couple of times, like doing the downtown area, and with just his hands in his pocket, not talking with no one, no backpack, no food. You know what I mean? And just bummy clothing, man. And I know that he's a bum. You just know a poor person when you see a poor person. You just can feel it. You just know. And he never asked nobody for money. He doesn't talk to nobody. It's just very odd. He's kind of like a young man. You know what I mean? So today on my way to work, I see him in the common area again. But this time he's in a different portion of the common area. He actually made it into the hotel, and there's like this back area where you can sit down in some chairs. Well, he's sitting there, and I'm kind of glad that he's in there. Not kind of, but I was actually glad to see him in there. Because there's ice outside, it's still snow outside. This dude ain't got a thick coat for nothing. He has on like a jogging suit, jacket, thin jeans, holes in his shoes, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, dang, man. It's like I want to talk to him, see what happened, what's going on, right? So I rushed to work again. I ran to work. I had to go and clock in and everything. I couldn't chop it up with him. So I said that when I see him, I want to, either give him some money if I got money. Like I said in my heart, like I'm gonna make sure he's good, and I'll make sure we talk, right? So, anyways, I wore this jacket. It's a very nice jacket that I created. I'm a designer, of course, as you all know from Your Eyes Only. I have this jacket, and I create certain dresses. I design dresses. But anyway, I wore this jacket, fresh to death, right? Jean jacket with like some army fatigue pants, and my little bandana, my what's it called? What's it called when you put like t-shirts, tie-dye. I have like this tie-dye bandana, right? So I go in this store because I get a lot of comments every time I wear this jacket. And it makes me feel how ladies feel if they a dime or if they're just really beautiful, right? And because a beautiful woman gets approached all the time, hi, by so many guys, whatever, blase, blase. Every time I wear this jacket, I get comments. Almost like how guys would comment a woman or try to talk to a woman. When I wear this jacket, people always ask me, where'd you get it from? Oh my gosh, who made your jacket? It's so beautiful all the time. And not saying that I don't like it, but I've heard it so much, like 10 to 20 times a day, that it kind of, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of, I don't even know the word. I don't even know the word to say. But anyways, so I wear this jacket, and someone said that you need to go to this store downtown because they have this army fatigue jacket and it's patches all in it, and they're selling that jacket for $400. It's like this very upscale French store that sells macarons and uh, certain furniture. It's like a high end where you could drink lattes and coffee. It's a very interesting French store, right? So they say you should go in there. You should take this jacket and you should speak with someone, and maybe you could sell your jacket in there because this jacket will sell. They're telling me that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out today. So I'm a man of my word. At least I try to be when I can. We only human. So I go there. I speak to the people. I go in. Hi, welcome to Blase Blase. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hi. Do y'all have an army fatigue jacket in here with patches? Yeah, we do. Absolutely. It's right over here against the wall. But I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah, someone told me that I should come in here and ask you all if you would be interested in accepting local art, like maybe a new jacket. If you're interested in this jacket, I'm a designer and I create jackets and dresses, and I'm also a painter. But that's only if you're interested in if you're accepting art from local artists. And then, oh yeah, absolutely. So what we can do, we can give you the email to the manager, and maybe you could email the manager and see what they say, and yeah. So I'm like, okay, so we chopping it up. So I get ready to leave. Now, before I go into the store, I see the guy. I see the black guy with the beard and the afro, right? The one that's been sleeping in the common areas and the one that's been walking around, this poor guy. I see him outside this French store sitting down in the chair with his hands in his pocket. It's freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees. He doesn't have a thick coat, no gloves, nothing, no food. And I just feel bad, man. Like, dang, I got to give him some money because I just made this. So I'm like, I made like a quick $13 in tips, right? I need to pay my tithes. So I was like, I'm going to give him some money. But I'm going to chop it up with these people first. And then when I come out, I'm going to give him some money. As soon as I get out, I want to either sit down and talk with them. Maybe we get lunch. I give him some money. And then we do what it do. So I get outside. I get ready to give him some money. As I'm walking out the door, there's this white guy. He looks poor. He has is oddly, you see how nature works, or the universe lines up. Oddly, this guy has on like this army fatigue style kind of jacket. There's an army style fatigue jacket in the store, and I'm wearing these army fatigue pants. It's synchronicity. Anyways, I'm gonna do a show on that too, about synchronicity, about how sometimes you can say something or say a word, and then next thing you know, that word seems like everyone is saying that word. Or let's say you have a Toyota Camry or some type of Hummer or whatever your car is, and you just bought it, or you happen to be in a new city. Then it's like everywhere you go, you see Hummers and Toyota Camrys. You're like, man, this is weird. Or you're thinking about a word and they say the word on TV. That's synchronicity. So I'm going to do a show on that. But anyway, that synchronicity thing was going on. There's an older white guy. He looked like he was like in his late 40s, early 50s. He has a beard. He has kind of like salt and pepper hair, slender in stature, has bummy clothes. He's either carrying this suitcase or like this rolling cart with stuff on it. I barely noticed it. But as I came out the store, I'm feeling my hands in my pocket trying to get the money together, my tithes and my offering that I want to give to this black guy, right? So I'm walking down the sidewalk to go straight to this black guy because that was the first thing in my mind. And then this elderly Caucasian guy, he comes and he says, "Hey, my man, AG, can I get a couple of dollars? Can I get some change?" So I'm thinking in my mind, I already had it set in my mind to give money to the guy, even though this guy may seem poor, or he could very well be poor. I went straight to the black guy, and I gave him some tithes and offering. I gave him some money, but I ignored the guy that said, "Hey, my man, hey G, can you give me a couple of dollars? You got a couple of dollars to spare? Can I get some change?" I ignored him, and I felt bad about it. It's like I knew that he was there, and I know that I should have said hello. I should have said good afternoon. And I went straight to the black guy and I gave him money, even though he didn't ask me. And I felt bad initially because what happened after that happened, after I ignored the guy, and I didn't do it like for race. It wasn't about race. But I'm going to explain what I'm saying to this in a moment, why you shouldn't feel bad about certain things. And then I'm going to give some other scenarios. But I felt bad about it because after I gave the black guy the money, he said thank you. He never asked me for a dime. And then I walk across the street, and then I go past the area. Something tells me to look over my shoulder. After I pass traffic, I get across the other side of the sidewalk. The guy's on the other side of the street, the poor guy, and everything. Something tells me to look over my shoulder. The elderly white man is just staring at me in shock. And then he looks at the black guy like, no, you didn't. Like, he just looks at the black guy, the poor black guy, and that's sitting down in the chair like, no, you didn't. Like a head shake. He looks at me. He's like, obviously, he was staring at me the whole time. The elderly homeless guy, the elderly white guy. I could just feel it. Sometimes you could feel it. You know when people looking at you, could take a bite of you could be putting a fork in your mouth or some macaroni and cheese. And as soon as it touch your lip, it fall and hit the plate. And then you look up and somebody look at you and then they look away. It's like the power of their eyes knocked your food off your fork. You could be walking during the fall season, crumbling over leaves, and you think somebody's walking behind you. And they very well could be. And come to find out, nobody's behind you, but they're in front of you. Somebody was looking at you the whole time. You thought it was leaves. It's just sometimes you could feel it. This guy's presence, his eyes were like on the back of my shoulder and my neck. Like for so long, the spirit said, just look over your shoulder real quick. I looked at him. He's looking at me, just staring at me the whole time. And then the white man looks at the black man like, nigga, no, you didn't. And I was like, man, I feel bad, man. I should have just gave him some money. I could have gave him something. I could have said hello. And then the spirit was like, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I seen this black guy on the street all week. I seen him all week, and I wanted to say something to him for the longest. And I still didn't get to chop it up with him. And I said that when I get a chance, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to make sure that he gets some money. We talk, we go out to eat, something. If I had a bigger place, I would invite him over to shower, maybe spend a night, sleep on the couch for like a night or two, get him some food. We cook something up, we talk, you know what I mean? And then he leave. If I had a bigger place, I would do that. And I've done it before. But that's here nor there. So anyways, I seen this guy for a long time. And I said to myself, as soon as I get out the store, I'm going to give him some money. So if I would have gave money to the elderly white guy first, I wouldn't have been a man of my word. I wouldn't have went with the spirit. The spirit told me to give to this brother. So I gave to my brother. And the crazy thing is that a lot of us tend to give to people who are not even our own brothers and sisters. I'm not saying that white people are not, because they are. Anybody that is righteous is our brother and our sister. Not just the Jews, even though we are Jews by blood. It's our birthright by being Hebrews and Jews. But all nations are our brothers and sisters that are in righteousness. So it's not about race, it's about the principle. When I came out that store, I said, I'm going to give to this brother right here. And I went to do that. But I cannot reward a grown man that can say to another man, hey, G, hey, my man, can you give me some change? Can you give me a couple of dollars? Hold up, bruh. I'm not going to give you a treat. All right, let me give you a vision board here. If your dog sits down and you say sit, and your dog sits down, that dog deserves a treat. If you say to that dog, roll over, and it rolls over, that dog deserves a treat. If you say to that dog, give me, hey, puppy, Bronsko, give me your paw, and Bronsko doesn't give you your paw, You should not give Bronsko a treat because Bronsko didn't give you his paw. If Bronsko rolled over, Bronsko deserves a treat. If Bronsko sat down when you said sit down, Bronsko deserves a treat. But Bronsko cannot get a biscuit if Bronsko did not give his paw when you said give paw. What I mean by that is that this elderly guy that said, hey, my man, hey, G, can you give me some change? Can you give me a couple of dollars? I cannot reward him for doing that because his character, he was out of place for doing that. It looked like, I know this may seem, I mean, he looked poor, but he looked like he had it all right. This dude was carrying a suitcase. What's in this suitcase? I seen this other dude sleeping outside with my own eyes. The Spirit told me to give to this brother. So I gave to the brother. And the crazy part about it is that a lot of us don't even want to give to our own brothers and sisters. Like we see our black melanated people on the street. And sometimes we feel ashamed that they even out on the street. You don't even want to walk on the same sidewalk with them. You don't want to say hello. You can't even give them eye contact. So am I wrong for giving to someone that looks like me when they keep killing us and shooting us, Sandra Blanding us, Trayvon Martin us, Eric Garner us? In this troubled time, why should I skip over my brother that looks like me, even though he may not be my brother in spirituality? You understand? We're brothers by blood, by descent. I should give to him first before I give to the other guy. So don't feel bad about it. I can't feel bad about it. And dealing with that, I couldn't reward this guy's character for just calling me a G, calling me a hey my man, because I got on a bandana, some camouflage and a denim coat. You know what I mean? I'm not a gangster. My pants wasn't even sagging. You know, I walk with upright position. I don't pimp when I walk. I walk straight. I have a good posture. I don't have a hump back. I don't have a sway back. You know what I mean? I know my face may look scruffy because I don't shave. I have hair on my chin, hair on my cheeks, mustache, tickling my nose and everything. Chew it up sometimes when I'm eating. I gotta like roll it up, push it up so I'm not chewing on my mustache. You know what I mean? Goatee coming in a little peach fuzz coming in. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. So I know I may look like a G, but I ain't a G. I ain't no gangster. You know, the real OG is in the Bible. There's a giant called OG. His name is Og. He's one of the taller giants. And that's the original OG, the original gangster. They used to cut the babies out the stomach. This particular giant. It was a particular nation, and it was us. They were a certain tribe of giants. But I'm not going to get into that right now. The moral of the story is this. Okay? The moral of the story is this. Once you get this word and you're in the spirit and you're fasting and you're praying and you're trying to do the will of the Most High and you know that you're on the right path, you are therefore in the spirit. You're in the spirit. So when you're leading the spirit, when you're led by the spirit, you know that the spirit is not wrong. The spirit, the spirit is 100% right all the time. We hear the Holy Spirit. We hear the Holy Ghost. A lot of times we turn down the volume. It says, don't watch porn, and you watch it anyway. It says, don't have sex, don't fornicate. If you're not married, we do it anyway. It says, don't steal, we do it anyway. It's a lot of stuff that we do that the Spirit tells us all the time. And it keeps saying, hey, don't, just don't. And you just turn the volume down. Shut up. I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't want to hear you right now. And then you get done doing what you want to do. Oh, man, I feel so bad. That's what you should feel bad at. Because you know that the Spirit was trying to talk to you. But I've been in the Spirit for the past couple of days. I'm not saying I'm holier than now, but I'm working on a couple of things right now. I'm trying to be the purest that I can be and hold out and see how long as I can do it for Passover. All the way up to Passover. Even after that, if I can. No sinning, no lying, no sex, no nothing. Not because it's 2018, because in reality it's not. Even though man changed the time and the times and the law. But in spirituality, we do not know that the new year is at the brink of spring. And then towards the first month of spring is the Holy Passage. This year is going to be March 30th through April 7th. So we got to get ready for that. The Holy Passover, the High Holy Days, where we can't eat no yeast. We got to eat lamb, and we got to cook it up. We celebrate a feast. We do praying. We drink a little red wine, not to get drunk, but we drink some as a celebration. And we'll talk more about that soon. So, yeah, man. Once you know this word and you're in the Spirit, you're led by the Spirit, and the Spirit is not wrong. See, Sodom and Gomorrah, which didn't have a Bible, they didn't have no preachers, they didn't have no prayer meetings, they didn't have no churches, they didn't have no people on YouTube trying to give the truth. They perished. They perished. How then can America be spared from the wrath of the Almighty, of the Most High? How can America be spared from the Most High when we have millions of Bibles and scores of thousands of churches and endless preachers, and yet we're still in sin? America is Sodom and Gomorrah part 2, if you will. How is it that we have millions of Bibles across the world? We have it at our fingertips. You would think since there's millions and billions of Bibles that millions and billions of people would be saved. But that's not even true. Only a remnant will be saved. You would think that, oh man, Mel Gibson made an incredible Passion of the Christ. It made you cry. It made you upset. It made you angry. It gave you a whole bottle of emotions, and it told an amazing story. And you would think, man, they spent millions of dollars on this film. And this film reached areas of the world wide. You would think there would be millions and billions of people who saw this movie that are saved. But people saw that and they're like, they went to their regular life. You know why? Because God is not mocked. The Most High is not mocked. Yeshua, who died for our sins, is not mocked. There's no one in this world that can play the role. When it comes to these so-called Easter speeches, don't put your child in no Easter speech. We are of sin. He was imperfect. He was perfect. He was perfect. No sin. So how can somebody of sin play somebody that's perfect? The scripture says the Most High is not mocked. That is mockery. You are not him. So why are you playing a role of him? And then the fact that the movie The Passion of Christ, he was white. He was Caucasian. He had slick hair. His hair was made of wool and skin of burnished brass. Okay? But let's not get too far off into Easter, because this is not the show about that. This one is called Don't Feel Bad About It. Whatever the situation that you within means, you shouldn't feel guilty about certain things. And I got to give you a couple of examples about some of the things. Even though the show is very serious, sometimes we got to lighten up the mood a little bit. But I don't know, sometimes you can't feel bad about taking time for yourself. Sometimes we as quote-unquote friends have a hard time telling our other friends that we're staying in on a Friday night. I haven't been out to a club in I don't know how long. I do these shows for y'all. I try to stay home so I'm not out there being who I used to be. And I do a lot of painting. So I try to invest my time wisely. So if I can sell a painting in the new future, I have a cluster of them to sell all at once. And then maybe I could come off a good lick and live comfortably. But sometimes we feel guilty because our friends or our colleagues or whoever they are may give us a hard time for saying, why are you staying in this weekend? Why are you feeling bad for that? Never feel guilty about taking a little time for yourself. If you never take time for yourself, you won't have the patience, you won't have the positive outlook and confidence that you need to have good relationships with others. Sometimes when you go running by yourself. Sometimes a woman may need to go and, get her nails filed and manicured, Maybe sometimes you need to go for that walk because you have 4 or 5 kids at the house and you just need a breath of fresh air because all you have been doing is taking care of your babies. One's crying, one's sick, two's fighting, And another one is tripping because maybe the dad is not around. Who knows what you're going through? Sometimes you need a couple of minutes for yourself. And we may feel guilty. We may feel bad about that. You can't feel bad about saying no. You have to be able to stay honest with yourself by saying no. You have to have an honest no and an honest yes. It's like sometimes you could feel like if you say no, that might make you feel like you're not committed. Like you won't be able to you don't seem like you seem unreliable if you say no. Like your word can only be your bond. You know what I mean? Your word is only your bond. And you're free to decide when to give it. So like the example that I gave the other day about your job, you can't always be a yes man on the job. Though they want you for your time, they got to pay you. Let them pay you. Don't keep saying yes, I'll stay an extra hour. Don't fall for the okie doke. They like to use psychology. This is when you know they're trying to play you. When they say, "Can you do me a favor?" When you ask a person, "Can you do me a favor?" psychologically, they're going to say yes because people don't want to let other people down. If you say, can you do me a favor? That person automatically is going to say yes in their mind because they want to help you out because it sounds like a nice and noble thing to do. So they use that college psychology that they learn and hit you with a question before they ask you with a question. So if you ever hear, hey, bub, hey, John Doe, hey, Mary Jane, can you do me a favor? Don't fall for it. Because they saying that to prep you to say yes before they even ask you. You're going to be like, yes. Oh, can you stay tonight till 8? See, you already said yes, but you know you get off at 6. And you know that you need to have dinner prepared. There's someplace that you want to go, but you said yes already. And you don't want to let them down. And you've been saying yes for the past couple months, past couple years, and you wonder why you ain't getting no raise. It's because they don't value your time, and they're not going to pay somebody else to work the job. Why pay somebody else to work the job when I got a yes man? I got a yes girl. Just ask yes girl. They're going to say yes. They're going to stay over. So why pay somebody part-time to work here when we could just make them work overtime? No, let them pay you for your time. When you say no, you become more valuable. When men want to chase a woman and they ask for the number and she's like, "No, I'm okay. I got a man." That man wants that woman because she just said no. He might say something like, "Oh, I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble then cuz I don't want your man to get mad then." You know, you're right. You know, he used that psychology to make you think, "Oh, he got you in chains, my bad. Oh, you can't do nothing. Oh, you can't have a friend, my bad." You know, they try to use that reverse psychology. So don't feel bad about saying no. Don't feel bad about being honest with yourself. We got to deal with it today. I know I said I want to make this a short show, but I guess it's not as short as I thought it was going to be. But maybe we need to talk about this, okay? You can't feel bad about being honest. But being honest doesn't mean that you have to be negative and nasty. Some people say stuff, and it's a difference between being honest and rude and being honest and nice. That's like being cocky and confident or cocky and arrogant. Cocky and arrogant is like saying to a woman, "Hi, your dress looks nice, but not on your skin. But oh my goodness, you have a nice dress. But it would look better if you had a different complexion." See, that's confident and arrogant and rude. But to say something like, I don't know, this is just off the top. Cocky and confident. Like, I don't know. Dang, man. It's been a while since I've been in the game dating. You can say something like, "Hi, nice earrings. Did you make those?" See, you know, that's cocky and confident. It's like I don't know. But anyway, you kind of see what I'm saying. But back on the honest, you got honest, being honest and nice, and being honest and rude. Some people could say something to a person, well, they shouldn't have did it or whatever. That's kind of like a honest and rude. But if somebody was to say something like, well, I understand that they did that. And, maybe if they were in different circumstances, the outcome could have been a little bit different. See, that's honest and nice. Don't feel bad about being honest. You could be kind about it, but you don't have to be mean. When you tell the truth, but include the positive parts. You can't feel bad about setting boundaries. Sometimes we need to set boundaries with the people we care about, and that's okay. Privacy and personal space is important components of intimacy. Intimacy doesn't thrive where the boundaries aren't clear. You have to have a form of respect and ensure that your closeness is like good. It's gonna be all right. So setting boundaries, we can't feel bad about setting boundaries in whatever situation it is. We can't feel bad about asking questions from preventing you from making a mistake out of confusion or misunderstanding. It's good to ask questions because questions form a better understanding. It relieves confusion. It relieves mistakes, right? But sometimes we feel bad about asking questions. Like, Mom, why do you how come you don't like to hug grandma? How come every time grandma say that she love you, you like, no, get off me. I don't want to hug you. I don't want to get off me. Get off me. There's nothing wrong with asking your mom, like, Mom, like I always wonder, Mom, like all my life I never seen you hug my grandma. And I'm talking the real truth right now. All my life. All my life. And this is my mom's biological mother. Like, this is my maternal grandmother. This is my mom's mom. The oldest child. It's like something went on. And I told my mom the other day that we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna go out to dinner. We're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna go out to a nice dinner, and this is gonna be me and you, not me and the other sisters. Nothing like that. But just gonna be me and you. And we're gonna talk. I got some questions. And I got some things I need to clear up with you, But I got some questions. I didn't go into detail, but I need to know, like, why hasn't my mom never hugged my grandma? Why does she call my grandma by her first name? She don't call her mom, mother, mom, nothing. I never heard her say mom, mother, mommy, nothing. She calls her by her first name. She never likes getting any type of affection from her. It's like something happened, man, and I need to know what's up, yo. You can't feel bad about asking questions. You can't feel bad about saying sorry. Or rather, the better word is saying I apologize, because no one is sorry. No one is sorry and pathetic. You say apologize, but it's how you say it in the sentence, rather. But you can't feel sorry about saying or giving apologies. An apology is a wonderful blessing that you can give in your relationships. Being willing to take, responsibility for whatever the problem or whatever problem is yours, even if it's the smaller part. It's okay with giving apologies. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't feel bad about that. Don't feel bad about being yourself. Don't feel bad about being yourself. The hardest thing to do, I think one of the hardest things to do in this world, besides put down your phone and cut off that screen, is to be yourself. Because everybody want to be like everybody else. And everybody recycle ideas off of everybody else. Everybody wants to be like everybody else. It's like we're a mixture of everybody else. In essence, in certain things and scenarios, whether it's from the way we talk, how we walk, how we chew our food, how we think, from the words we choose to the clothes we wear, you know what I mean? There's certain things that we do, whatever it is, that makes us not completely ourselves sometimes. We're afraid to laugh out loud, literally, the way we like to laugh. Like, we hold our laugh back. We hold our sneezes back so people won't make fun of our sneeze, or we're not rude, from Now within means now, if you gotta pass gas, man, you gotta go to another room though. You know what I mean? But don't feel bad about being yourself. You can't feel guilty about that. Make the most of who you are. We got this life right now. But there's two lives. We got this life and then we got the heavenly life thereafter. We make it there. And then there's for those who unfortunately and sadly won't be able to make it, there's a place for them too. But don't hold back because of the opinions of others. We got to be respectful. We got to be loving and caring. I'm not saying being rude. It's a difference from depending on that scenario. You know what I mean? But you got to respect your critics. You got to learn from them. Don't feel bad about who you are. Don't feel bad about having good morals. Don't feel don't ever feel guilty about trying to be an example and trying to uphold good values and kind manners and a positive outlook. You know, it's like we have a very cool and kind of like cynical culture, but we have a warmth and caring friendship. You know, we have to be thankful for having good morals because a lot of people don't uphold them. Don't feel guilty about eating some good food. Don't feel good about eating some good food. Everyone loves a good treat, whether you overweight, underweight, need more weight. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad about eating some good food. If you have diabetes, I mean, it's a difference about feeling bad about if you should eat more sugar because if it's not hereditary and you just happen to get it because of certain overindulgence, then that's different. But don't feel bad about eating certain foods because that's what we are here for, food and drink. You know, eat and be merry. Eat and drink, be merry, right? Now, of course, you know that's fine. We're not going to get into the foods and stuff right now. But I say that to say that right now we're in the 2018, right? And a lot of people are going to be taking vitamins. A lot of people want to better their health. They want to get gym memberships. They want to drink more smoothies, eat more salads, and reconstruct their temple, right? It happens every year besides the New Year resolutions. So a lot of people feel guilty about their weight. Maybe people want to gain weight. They want to gain more muscle mass. Some people want to lose weight. They want to lose fat and be more toned, be more slim. Well, my thing is this. You shouldn't feel bad about your size unless it's not lining up with Scripture. In the Scripture, it says that we should have a just weight. It's okay for women to have curves. You're made to have curves and swerves. You know what I mean? Whether you have children or not, it's going to come. And with men, it's going to come too. But we're not supposed to be like, we're not supposed to be the clumps. We're not supposed to be the nutty professor. We're supposed to have a just weight, a fine balance, an even balance, right? There's nothing wrong with having a little stature. You're not supposed to be modeled thin, but at the same time, you're not. Here's my thing. Don't feel guilty about who you are. And a way that you could define that when it comes to this weight situation is this. Am I happy and am I healthy? If you can answer these two questions, and if your answer is yes, I'm happy, yes, I'm healthy, then you're good. But if your answer is no, then you have some things that you need to fix. You have some things that you need to fix. So only feel guilty in that respect if you know you got some changes that could be changed. But there's some other things that we shouldn't feel bad about. Okay? But before I get into that, I should probably take a break. Because right now, we're a little into the show. And since Passover is coming up very, very soon, and that is very, very important that we celebrate our true high holy days that we're now coming to remembrance to, it's important to know who we are. See, I'm just really getting into this maybe a good 2 years strong of knowing that I'm a Jew, knowing that I'm a Hebrew. Before, I always celebrated Easter. I always celebrated other things. But I always knew the truth, and I was always coming away from it. Well, I stopped celebrating Easter a long time ago. But as far as celebrating the Holy Passage, the Holy Passover, I celebrated it last year. And then I recognized that I am a Jew. And I recognize that a lot of people know who we really are, and they're hiding our history. They're hiding our history to the point that one of the greatest secrets in the world is not the fact that NASA didn't make it to the moon. It's not the fact that the government is corrupt. It's not UFOs. The greatest secret in the world is that the black people, not all of us, not Africans, because there's a difference between Africans and the Jew. We are not African. Oh my goodness, I can't even get into it. We fled from Jerusalem to live in certain parts of Africa. And when we fled there were already black people that lived there. It's Africa, right? So we as Jews, as Hebrews, we fled to certain parts. And we were in those lands because we were being driven out by Rome and by the Greeks and all these other people. We were enslaved and in bondage several times. So when we fled to these parts of Morocco and parts of the east coast of Africa, we were in the Africans' land. We wasn't in Jerusalem. So when slavery took part, you have the Africans who put us as Jews and Hebrews, they sold us to the Europeans. They sold us to the slave masters. They sold us to the slave masters. So in history, they say that black people sold out other black people. Oh, y'all did that to y'all own. Y'all sold out your own self. No, that's wrong terminology. That's a wrong way of saying it. How? Because even though we look the same, even though both of our lips are plump, our nose are big, we both have wool hair, we are not the same. I'm a Jew, but he's an African. It's different. That's like saying if we were to go to war right now, that's like saying, because we have different nations. We got Chinese, we got Europe, we got Russian, we got American people, regular, black African American people, what they like to call us, or African American. It changes all the time. So we have all these different nationalities, but they'll say that, how can I say? Okay, that the Europeans, the Chinese, and the Indians, and the Russians and the black African Americans are going to war with, I don't know, let's say Korea, right? They'll say they're going to war with Korea, even though we are all different nationalities and we live within the United States. We are all Americans. So technically, their terminology is off. They're not saying it the right way. The Americans are going to war with Korea. But if you were to say that the black African Americans are going to war, the Russians, the Indians, and all that, they would assume that it's every other country. No, that's not the case. But I say all that to say that this Holy Passage that we're going to have very soon is very important that you celebrate. This is going to be my second year into it. And I'm a little saddened that I may not be able to go and cut the lamb like I wanted to. I had plans to go to a farm. I've been planning it all last January and February and March about going to a real farm, getting my own lamb, praying, fasting, driving up there to get a hotel, cut it, kill it, skin it. I've never went hunting. I almost threw up trying to gut a fish one time. And that was like one time. So like I really wanted to do that. I was going to get a male unblemished lamb, throw it on the grill, invite some people over, strangers, all that. And we eat, we grub out, we do the thing. And then now things have changed to where I may have to buy lamb. But I really want to go and get one. So y'all pray for me, man. Y'all pray for me that the Most High work it out that this art show goes well, that the timing is right, and that also that I could be able to go to the farm and get a good lamb for the holy passage. I would love to do that, man. That'd be a blessing. So please pray for me that the Most High can help me on that. I do believe in the power of prayer, and I do believe that it's important to know who we are. You are a Jew. You are a Hebrew. If you're black or melanated, because we're that by blood. But not only that by blood, but there's a but. You have to be in righteousness and spirituality. That's for the tribe of Judea, okay? For the tribe of Judea or Judea. But when it comes to other nationalities, you are our brothers and sisters too. If you're white, if you're yellow, if you're brown, if you're purple, you're green, pink, emerald, dimensional green, lime green, purple, burgundy, white, blue, khaki, whatever color you are, it does not matter if you are in righteousness. If you're in righteousness and you're living for the Most High and you're trying to do the will of the Most High, you're my brother, you're my sister. So it's not a race thing, but it is true that by blood, I'm a Jew. And I know who I am. And I know who a fake Jew is. So with that being said, this is called Fake Jew. We'll be back in a moment. One.
I'm pretty sure he has a fro.
Oh, fake Jew with your afro, you need to cut it. You got dreads, you need to cut it. You got a fro, you need to cut it. Your job application says that you need to be groomed. So go and get some scissors and go and get some clippers. Go and cut your hair, especially on the side. And go and get the broom and sweep it up. Yeah, keep it up. Keep dyeing your skin. Yeah, keep it up. Dark skin, yo, brown skin. Now you light skin. We like that. So keep it up. Yo, fake Jew. Yo, fake Jew. You a fake Jew. All y'all dark people fake Jews. You fake Jews. You a fake Jew. Fake Jew. You a fake Jew. With your wool hair and your brass feet, I'm so glad y'all was in chains. I'm so glad we put brass on your feet, and now y'all still love chains. Ha ha. I wanna laugh, but I'ma hold it back. Tongue in cheek. We own everything. Everything. Y'all don't need no reparations. Y'all don't need anything. Yo, fake Jew. You fake Jew. Yo, fake Jew with your afro. You fake Jew. And your dark skin. Yo, fake Jew. Good at sports. Dancing. Self. Yo, fake Jew. Yo, rhythm having. Self. Yo, fake Jew. We're from Africa. We know Cleopatra. Elizabeth Taylor. Yes, we know Cleopatra. We made Cleopatra. We made gods of Egypt. In fact, we are Egypt. Yeah, y'all was there building them pyramids. If that's true, hold up. See, there I go. Hold up, no. See, there you go. If black people built the pyramids, then that means that we the Hebrews. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm not a fake Jew. I rep mine, and my hair not cut. My hair not cut. And my beard not cut. I got my blue. I keep my blue at the bottom. At the bottom. In 15. 3-8. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey. Find that. 15. Yeah,
3-8.
find that. Hey, N15. N15.
Yo, fake Jew.
Oh, fake Jew. With your wool hair.
Brass skin.
Brass
Yo,
skin.
fake Jew.
Oh, fake Jew.
Yo, fake Jew.
You a fake Jew.
Oh, dread having self, yo, fake Jew. Oh, nappy. Oh, nappy behind.
Oh, peasy
Oh,
head.
nappy head looking.
Oh, peasy head.
Fake Jew.
Fake Jew.
Fake Jew.
Oh, fake
Not
Jew.
a fake Jew.
I'm not a fake Jew.
I'm not a fake Jew. Yo, fake.
Yeah. Oh, fake Jew. There we go. So, that video is available. Please check it out when you get a chance. If you haven't heard it, I hope you love it. That was a freestyle. When I made that. Because I wanted to become fresh. They say if it comes from the heart, then it's heartfelt. That's from Freestyle to Album Part 3, FTA Part 3. And, I had no idea what I was going to say. I heard the beat, I was vibing to it, and I listened to it for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then I was like, okay, let's go. And then I just did my thing. Because if it comes from the heart, it's going to come from the heart. You know what I mean? I said that, and I meant every word. So I want to read a couple of slides here. And then after that, I want to talk about some things that you should feel bad about. Talk about a couple of things that you should feel bad about. Not a lot of them. But, oh, man. Woo, we got some things today that's just off the chain. Not on the mainstream news coming from America Now, shoppers and internet users alike were surprised to discover the You and Me Mommy Change My Diaper doll at Toys R Us. A doll made automatically correct for a male baby. So they have these baby infant dolls with male penises now at Toys R Us. You see the world that we coming to? I don't got no words to say on that, man. No words to say, man. It's very, very sad, man. Not on the mainstream news. Outbreak on romaine lettuce. If you like romaine, y'all need to chill for a little bit. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is investigating an E. coli outbreak in romaine lettuce that has caused 1 death and has made 58 people ill in the United States and Canada, according to the KGO report. We understand that there's over, 300 million people and counting in the U.S., and that 58 people being sick may not seem a lot and only 1 person died. It's just a good cautionary thing to do just to stay away from it for a little bit. It's not mean that you have to just completely stop eating romaine. Just take a short hiatus just for safety. The scripture tells us to be what? Wise as, you know the rest. Wise as serpents. Harmless as doves. But this romaine has been making people hospitalized and sick starting from mid-November to December, and probably still counting. But we got people sick and hospitalized in California, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Vermont, and Washington, according to the release. And there's probably other states also. Most importantly, if you already ate it, just go ahead and pray. And before you eat anything anyways, you need to pray over it anyways. They already putting stuff in our food that I'm sure would have killed us a long time ago, but it's because we prayed it kept us alive. I believe that. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but not on the mainstream news. Nick Cannon is discussing his new app. It looks like I just got this information here that Nick Cannon has a new app called Consent, where he has a consensual contract between couples who are having sex, or people having sex, to to download this app and you get consent. You basically sign, you take pictures or whatever. Man, this is crazy, man. It's crazy because in the one aspect, it seems like a good thing, a noble thing to do, but I mean, in this evil world, it is fornication still. And what you gonna do if you don't got your phone? You don't got the app. And then it seems like a cool thing now, but they're gonna make this mandatory over time. Like you're gonna need to have digital information. Remember, oh man, it's crazy, yo. All right, we already know that the mark of the beast is going to cause both rich and poor, great men, everybody, to basically to buy or sell anything, right? But what if you had the chip? If not you, but what if someone had the chip, and they also made it mandatory that you get the chip inside of you. In order to have sex, you have to digitally confirm with the person that you're going to have sex with them. Like in your chip. You see where it's going? And like you can't have sex. Like even if it's your wife or your husband and they got the chip. It's crazy, but they're going to make this thing into... it seems good, but I can already see where it's heading. But I'm sure people are going to be all over it. I'm not going to read too much from that consent app. But it's a very interesting article. As along with, you have artificial intelligence. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this. And as crazy as it seems, I mean, this is the work of Satan. The scripture tells us, be not deceived by the wiles of the devil. Be not deceived by the devices of Satan. These are all types of devices here. But not on the mainstream news, you know, and we know that here, according to the AI, the artificial intelligence, they're creating realistic faces of people who don't exist, who look exactly like real people. If you were to look them up, they generating people with this artificial intelligence thing, and they look exactly like real people. I mean, you can't tell the difference. Not only that, but they're making it easier, and they're creating fake porn. They got it where with this the AI, the artificial intelligence system has created fake porn. They put a superwoman face on a body, and they got, you see where this is going? You see how easy they could set up a celebrity even if they didn't do anything with artificial intelligence. And then you could see how the porn industry is going to be even more vast. They're going to have it where celebrities are having sex with celebrities, and they're going to make it exclusive, like a title or something. Some type of bundle deal package where if you're a member, you get to pay to see other celebrities do it. And they may be doing it for real. It could be, it's just so, it's crazy, man, the way all this stuff is going, yo. It's just crazy, man. Shouts out to France, by the way, and then we're going to go ahead and get on with the rest of the show. France, not on the mainstream news here, France was the first country to ban supermarkets from throwing away unused food, and the world is taking notice. Why are we just now doing this? It's like, why? Why now? I mean, it's a blessing that is being done, but why hasn't it been done? They could have been giving food away. From grocery stores, restaurants, cruise ships, dang on, you name it. Vending machines. Like right before the snacks expire, why not what the vending machine crew just go out to all the poor neighborhoods and give snacks to all the poor people? And why not in the neighborhood, everybody that want to be thugs and want to sell drugs and stuff, why don't you take all the drug dealers, all the thugs, and since y'all making so much money, why don't all of y'all put money in the bank where everybody got to put in $100. You put in $100 a week. So you got 10 people out the hood that put in $100 a week that's selling dope, selling drugs, and that's $1,000. You take that $1,000 and then you divide it up to people in the hood that need money to pay their bills, that they short on rent, short on food, and to have I don't know, bodyguards for to patrol the hood. You know what I mean? Not saying that's a good thing that they go out and do that and take their dope money that's killing people to do it. But I'm just giving scenarios like how ideas can just form. It's not like they just started this. They could have been did this. They could have been did this. If you could build a submarine, if you could build a Mac notebook computer, and we have all this technology in the world, nobody just started this. They been knew this. They know. I mean, it just show you how crooked it is, man. But France is starting to reap the benefits of a recent law that forces supermarkets to make use of unused food rather than tossing it away. So this is good. This is very good. But we're going to go ahead and close up the show here, and before we do, I want to tell you about some things that can make you feel bad. We already know what we shouldn't feel bad about, and that is the topic of the show today. Don't feel bad about it. But right now, we're going to talk about some things that you need to feel bad about it. And one of it, right now, because there's a lot of trends going on. A lot of people want new clothes. A lot of people want a new haircut, a new style to feel like a new me. A lot of people are obsessing over fashion magazines filled with airbrushed people who will never look like that in real life with ridiculous clothes you'll never be able to afford. You should feel bad about trying to be just like them, trying to get the exact stuff just like them. You should feel bad about that. That you gotta spend all your income tax money to look good. It's one thing to pay your bills, but oh man. Speaking of paying bills, I seen a clip the other day that was just crazy, man. But I'm not even gonna get into it. You should feel bad about, well, I'm trying to think of it from a different perspective. I used to have a phone. I mean, I still do, but I don't have a phone in service. I only get Wi-Fi, so I can't call or text. But maybe you should feel bad about calling the ain't no maybe. You should feel bad about calling and texting a person that you know that's only interested in you for sex, and letting them humiliate you again over and over and over again. You know what I mean? You should feel bad about that. You should feel bad about I don't know, man. I hope I'm not being too long-winded here. I'm just trying to think of some things off the top, man, that may be able to help you out. You should feel bad about what people care about in your taste in movies or books. If you like orchestra, it's okay to like orchestra. But it's another thing to like rock, heavy rock, metal, rock and roll and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You should feel bad that if you like heavy rock and roll, right? Because it's heavy rock and roll. You should feel bad about not living for the Most High. You should feel bad if you don't have the Holy Ghost. You should feel bad that if you living a life that you've been living for a long time and that you wanted to change and you still haven't made any changes, it's okay to feel bad about that, because you know that you should change, and not just because it's a new year, but because you should have done something, right? You should feel bad about passing out from drinking on the weekends. It says, be not drunk with wine, but be drunk with the Holy Spirit, drunk with the Holy Ghost. You should feel bad about not brushing your teeth. You know, we got to go back down to the basics. We should be bad about not keeping up our hygiene. Should be feel bad about that. Feel bad about holding your urine when your body's saying you need to go pee right now. And you're like, nah, I'm going to wait just a minute. You should feel bad about, you know what? You know what you should feel bad about? Like on the real though? You should feel bad about holding grudges with people you shouldn't even be holding grudges with, period. That you should have let go a long time ago. You should feel bad about ignoring your parents' call. When your mama call you or your daddy call you, should feel bad about not answering the phone. You should feel bad about that. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to just keep it 100. This is real TV. I'm going to keep it real with you right now. My dad is in prison right now. My dad is in prison right now. And I didn't meet him till like later. I didn't meet him till I was 21. Like, I just met my dad not too long ago. You know what I mean? And after a little while, you know what I mean, he would call a lot when he was out. He got out of prison, we'll call, we'll go out to eat, you know, we'll go running together. And eventually, like, he would call me when he was out so much, like every day, like 3 and 4 times a day. It's like I couldn't take it, man. I wasn't used to it. I didn't appreciate it. Then he went back in the pen. And we would talk. You know what I mean? I went to go up there and see him and all. I write him letters. We'll write letters a lot. And then he would call me often. He'd get on the blue phone and call me. And a lot of times, you know, in the beginning it was cool. You know, I would answer. We'll talk every day. We'll talk every day at a certain time. Maybe even twice a day. Sometimes even 3 times a day. And at a point, at that time in my life, it felt like an overload. Now, it's to the point where we're not even talking. I've been sending him letters and letters. And I can't just call him. He's in prison. He has to call me. I got to go visit him, but I had some rental issues. I don't have a credit card, so I got to look around and see who accepts debit where I live. It's like nobody wants cash. Nobody wants the debit card. So getting there is like an issue right now. You know what I mean? Nobody want to take no Greyhound. It's not like I could take a taxi 2 hours away. I could take a Uber 2 hours away. You know what I mean? It's 2 hours away. You know? So right now, even though I send the letters, even though I'm waiting on this call, I didn't appreciate it. Now he's not calling. Now I wonder if he's okay. Ignoring our parents' call when they call us, and I know a lot of people do it. I know I'm not the only one who ignores some calls. I know that I am not the only one who ignored some emails for a long period of time. It's people. I used to have a phone. When I had my phone, I know it. I ignored texts for so long. I have a text, and I see like a long paragraph, and I would be the one to be like, yeah, like they'll send this whole paragraph, and I'd be like, or like, yeah, or I see they text. And then I see they text and I won't respond till like 7-8 hours later. But what does the scripture say? Be not slothful. Like, you saw the text in the first place. Why you ain't send nothing? And they sent you a whole paragraph, but you just say, yeah. Why not send them a whole paragraph back? Why you trying to seem like you got all this power, but you really care? And you trying to act all nonchalant. You know what I mean? We do things like hold grudges. We do things like ignore our parents' calls, and we don't even call our parents. We don't even call our family. It's like it takes everything in us to even answer their call or even call them sometime. I'm saying not with me personally, but I've been there. But a lot of us won't even call them. A lot of us won't even check in on them. You know what I mean? You should feel bad about that. You should feel bad about, yeah, I'm going to deal with it. We got to go back to the basics, though, because I remember this happened with me. I used to do it, and it happened to me. But you should feel bad about eating leftovers in your refrigerator that you know aren't yours, but it looks incredibly delicious. It looks the bomb. It looks the bomb looking the bomb.com. It's looking good. You should feel bad. You know you stay in the dorms, and you know your roommate just put that spaghetti and meatballs in the fridge. But you see it in there, and you don't get paid till Friday, but it's Wednesday. And you want to make a meatball sub because you just brought a loaf of bread and that's all you got to eat. So you see they spaghetti and meatballs. You leave the noodles, but you take the sauce and the meatballs to make a sub. And you know you shouldn't even touch their food. You should feel bad about doing stuff like that, man. It's called it's called courtesy. It's called respect. It's called being righteous. When you're being righteous, you don't do stuff like that. You should feel bad about, if you're in a relationship, you should feel bad about nitpicking and being a terrible or a mean person to your significant other. Because you had a bad day. Why are you trying to have an emotional punching bag? You know, that's a form of I guess you could say a low dose of abuse. That's like an emotional abuse. You know, that's your lover. That's your homeboy. That's your homegirl. You know what I mean? That's your best friend. You can't be mean to them, rude to them. You can't take it out on them. You gotta love them. You know what I mean? You should feel bad about nitpicking, getting on their nerves and stuff like that. Or not being the lover that you should be. You should feel bad about kissing somebody while you're at the club. Knowing good and well you shouldn't be kissing nobody, period, in no club, yet alone at that. Now, we are supposed to kiss one another cheek to cheek, but we don't even do that nowadays. We got to bring back our customs. When we greet one another, we're supposed to greet each other by kissing each other on the left cheek and the right cheek. That's why when you see the Italians and the mafia, they're like, Tommy, I need you to go down and go and talk to the man. Okay? And after you talk to the man, I need you to go and get Johnny, Tommy. And then you come and see me. And then before you go, you bring me the money, okay? Yes, sir, okay, I bring the money. And then Maria steps in the room. Oh, papi, papi, papi. Oh, Maria. Maria, ¿eh? ¿Cómo está, Maria? Mua, mua. Muy bien, baby. You know what I mean? That's what we think. You know, when we think about it visually and we see it, we think that it comes from the Italians. It's like they got style, they got class, they like Versace, they like fine linen, and they like to wear cream, and they like old cars and fast cars, and they like to snort dope, and they like bad bees, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. But it really comes from the scripture. Didn't Judas kiss Yeshua on the cheek and betrayed him? That he should betray him with a kiss? Because we would greet each other with a kiss. It's one thing to greet somebody with a handshake. Everybody want to be all, how you doing? With a handshake. I'm doing all right. With a handshake, right? But it's another thing to kiss someone on the cheek. In love, not out of sex. So, see, a lot of people thinking about it sexual. Like, ooh, I love to kiss a couple people on the cheek. I love to kiss him on the cheek. I love to kiss her on the cheek. It's not like that. It's just a greeting. Like, hey, it's good to see you. I hope all is well. You know what I mean? Well, you should feel bad about kissing somebody at a club. The way your lips came in the club is the way they should lip. If you leave out with a cold sore, after that, that's your problem. You got pimples on your lip. You got like 3-4 pimples on your lip from one kiss that just flared up like a dang on cup of milk in a microwave, yo. Just bubbles everywhere. But you should feel bad for that. You know what I mean? Don't kiss somebody in the club at a party because you feel lonely, or you don't want to feel lonely. You want to seem like you got it and this and that. That's crazy. You seem like you lost it if you do that. You should feel bad if you're on Facebook and you leaving aggressive posts, sarcastic comments. You should feel bad about that. You should feel bad if you're leaving memes that look crazy and weird. You should feel bad about that. You should feel bad if you're still on there. You gotta wind your way down. I let mine go. You know, I'm on an Instagram. I'm not gonna share that feed at this time, but when I let it go, I may let you all know so you can see the art. It's strictly an art page, and but I may share that like on the day I let loose of it, and but I'm gonna let go of the gram. I'm gonna let go of the book, and then I'm gonna get off of YouTube. We gotta get off of this social media thing, because when the lights go out, what are we gonna have? Are you still gonna be on the media? You're gonna be. They're making us fiends of social media. See, they're trying to make us again robotic. They're dehumanizing humans and humanizing robots. They all want us to chat online, virtual reality. They want us to do FaceTime, even though it's bittersweet. Because there's some pros and cons. If a soldier's in war and he could see his newborn from Iraq for the very first time because his baby is in Washington, D.C., it's a blessing. But at the same time, it's a curse because people are using it over and over again. It's not, you know what I mean? Too much water can make you drown. You know, if you drink a gallon of water in an hour, you'll die from internal flooding. You can wash out all your minerals and nutrients in your body. So too much of something could be a bad thing. In the social media, they're trying to make us robots, androids, by communicating online via technology to the point where everybody looking down at their phone. They don't care. It's like you can't even have dinner out in public without checking your phone. Don't even bring. I don't even have a. I have a phone, but I only use it for business. If I have to answer an email, or maybe if I have to upload a show, you know, I don't have a phone while I'm calling people and stuff. I don't even carry a phone when I walk. When you're like, Michael, well, dang, like, what if something happens to you? Well, for one, the Most High got me. You got to have faith, for one. And for two, if I need to call, there's plenty of people and plenty of businesses that have a phone that you could use. But we as of rights, I'm not saying that if you got a family of 5 and you're a single mother, or you're a husband and your wife is in the hospital, and to not call. I'm just saying, just use your judgment, man. I don't even really want to get too much into the phone thing, but these are about things that we should feel bad about. You should feel bad about insanely like overpriced furniture that you're probably gonna buy because it's the new year, that you want to replace, that you can't afford, but you think just because it will make your apartment look beautiful and they'll take your apartment to the next level, but you're going out of your means to do something that you shouldn't even be doing, you should feel bad about that. Yes, you should. You should feel bad about if you're not getting enough exercise and not enough fresh air during the day. Even though the scripture says bodily exercise profited little, we should know and we should understand that we do need to be reconstructing our temple regardless. We should have some type of progress where our tempo is up to par. You feel me? You should feel bad about trying to figure out who your ex significant other is. Like, you're in a relationship. Why are you worrying about who they with? You should worry about who you're with. Why are you worrying about that? Let that go. Let that go. That's not your place. You should feel bad about that. You should feel bad about squeezing in the skinny jeans if they too skinny and you popping like I don't know, you just popping. You should feel bad about that. But hey, listen, this show is called Don't Feel Bad About It. And I just really wanted you to know about my situation that I went through today. Because initially I did, but then I prayed. You know, I asked the Most High, you know what I mean? I've been praying all week, you know what I mean? So I'm good. So whatever your situation is, hopefully you can manage it. But as always, keep the Most High first, stay prayed up, and, you know, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. We in this together. You know, you my brother, you my sister. You know, if we in this thing, if we in this truth, you in this righteousness, that's who we are. We are spiritual brothers and sisters, and, you know, we are really, literally brothers and sisters. It's more than spiritual. Like, we are literally brothers and sisters when we're in this righteousness together. And to all my Jews, to all my righteous, y'all already know what our lineage
Oh, fake Jew with your afro. You need to cut it. You got dreads. You need to cut it. You got a fro. You need to cut it. Your job application says that you need to be groomed. So go and get some scissors and go and get some clippers. Go and cut your hair, especially on the side. And go and get the broom and sweep it up. Yeah, keep it up. Keep dyeing your skin. Yeah, keep it up. Dark skin, yo, brown skin. Now you light skin. We like that. So keep it up. Yo, fake Jew. Yo, fake Jew. You a fake Jew. All y'all dark people fake Jews. You fake Jews. You a fake Jew. Fake Jew. You a fake Jew. With your wool hair and your brass feet. I'm so glad y'all was in chains. I'm so glad we put brass on your feet. And now y'all still love change. Ha ha. I wanna laugh, but I'ma hold it back. Tongue in cheek. We own everything. Everything. Y'all don't need no reparations. Y'all don't need anything. Yo, fake Jew. You fake Jew. Yo, fake Jew with your afro. You fake Jew. And your dark skin. Yo, fake Jew. Good at sports. Dancing self. Yo, fake Jew. Yo, rhythm having self. Yo, fake Jew. We're from Africa. We know Cleopatra. Elizabeth Taylor. Yes, we know Cleopatra. We make Cleopatra. We make gods of Egypt. In fact, we are Egypt. Yeah, y'all was there building them pyramids. If that's true, hold up. See, there I go. Hold up, no. See, there you go. If black people built the pyramids, then that means that we the Hebrews. I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm not a fake Jew. I rep mine, and my hair not cut. My hair not cut, and my beard not cut. I got mine. I got my blue. I keep my blue at the bottom. At the bottom. N15. 3-8. Read that. Search that. Find that. N15. 3-8. Yo, fake Jew with your wool hair and your brass skin. Yo, fake Jew. You a fake Jew. Oh, dread having self, you know, yo, fake Jew. Oh, nappy headed. Oh, nappy behind. Oh, nappy head looking. Fake Jew. Fake Jew. I'm not a fake Jew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm not a fake Jew. Yo, fake Jew.